What are you guys doing to this thing?
Tuning her up.
You guys gonna put it on the bottle too?
Yep.
What is this? What kind of car is it?
It's Corvette.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know. Looks so sick. That must be a really old Corvette.
The Corvette with a 4x4 on nitrous.
I was just gonna ask, what do you think I should do on the hatch then? You think I should get more mauls and keep it stock block, or should I just leave that one and get some better pistons real quick?
Depends what are in your goals.
I just want to make pretty much the same power. Yeah.
Maybe see if it's, whether the pump wasn't keeping up or that injector failed.
This guy has some Maul Gold 10 to 1s brand new in the box locally.
Well, we know we can put it back together and run right away.
Yeah, and I also know
We have blocks,
you have a block at your shop.
For sure.
But a lot of people are saying I should just sleeve it, so.
Well, we sleeve it, then we can always do the twins.
Yeah. I'll probably keep it single on that one, but it would be pretty fun.
But then we can step deck it and we can really hold the head down. We'd have a motor set to make whatever we decide to, really.
Yeah. You think those? I want to just keep those rods in there too, because
Yeah.
I mean they're good rods. I just got those.
Right.
But I mean I was happy with where it was at.
Malls in the other block. Cheapest.
Think so?
More recent. And we know it'll run. I mean, you said something failed. Part failed. I mean, it's a car. It's happening.
Yeah.
Just solve it and move on.
So yeah, I might just do that then.
Yeah.
Just because I just want to get it running again, like fast.
Then that's the
A lot of people want to say do it right, but it's like I just want to get it running, and it was working fine like that for so long. Something just must have happened.
Yeah, something happened. That's what we need to make sure the filters are cleaned and all the little.
Make sure the injectors are. Probably go get the injectors like test flowed.
You may check, because what I've heard is the fuel's already E70 at some pumps.
Yeah, no, that was Come and Go E85, and they always like rob it.
Yeah.
Like the fuel is really bad over there.
Let me just check, because that may be the issue.
And actually, that fuel came out of the MR2 also, because like when I changed that pump out, I drained all the fuel out of that and then put it into the hatch. So it was sitting for a bit. Yeah, just to be sure.
Tester in a water bottle.
Yeah, no, they have like that little tester
Yeah.
you can buy.
There had to be a reason, you know?
Yeah. Like, the other three, they're perfect.
Yeah, so that just says, because the pictures I saw, they'd been pinging in that hole for a minute.
Yeah.
So something was up in that cylinder.
Yeah, and it has smoked before, like after I let out. So like it's probably been slowly eating away at that piston.
We don't have EGTs per hole, so it's kind of hard to see which holes.
Yeah.
Off, you know, so a wideband just gives you a base of everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the wideband,
per hole.
from what I saw, it was fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't do like a hard pull, but I did one right before that and it was fine. But
And that could just be that injector. We should probably flow them all and just make sure that one's doesn't need new filter.
yeah, those injectors are, I've had those on there forever.
Yeah.
I've never cleaned them out or nothing.
Yeah, and it does sit.
And they have the pigtails.
It does sit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of the pigtails. You know I hate pigtails.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So I would any of that, because I mean, we got that much power going on, and something goes lean, things can happen before you can talk about it. So
Yeah.
just get in there and solve it, make it good. Whether it's another just Maul block, we know they work. I mean, the other
Yeah.
one worked for years, and this one's working. I think it'd still be working if something else didn't go. So.
Yeah.
This is fault for nothing.
Yeah, no, when
It's just hot.
that old setup lasted forever. If it didn't bend that rod, I guarantee it would still be running today.
It has to have a weird break in it, so it's like I want to see the piston out. It's
Yeah,
usually
there's like
melted, you see the whole edge kind of rolled off, and that looks like almost like you hit it with a hammer. So it could just have really been a hard detonate that found a weak spot. You know?
Yeah.
It came real hard.
Well, I'll get it ripped apart soon.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be a big deal to fix.
No, it never is a big deal to fix them. They're easy.
Yep. Legos.
So a lot of you guys in the comments were saying that I should pull this block out, get it sleeved, and get some better pistons, and build the internals more and shoot for more power. And I would love to do that later on down the line, but I think for now I'm going to use the Maul Gold pistons once again with a different stock H22A block. And the reason I'm doing that is mainly for the sake of time. If I were to pull this motor out and take the block to a machine shop to get it sleeved, a lot of the local machine shops are really backed up right now, and I probably won't get this thing put back together for like at least a solid month. I'm still actually waiting on the block for the minivan. So in order to get this thing back up and running within the next few days, my only option is really to go with the stock block and the Mall Gold pistons once again. These are the only piston that works with the stock sleeves on an H22. But the main reason I am doing it for sure is because I was able to find some Mall Gold 10-to-1 compression pistons locally. The day this thing blew up, actually, I was just scrolling through my Facebook and I saw this guy had some for sale on a local Honda page, and I hit him up and I went over, picked up the pistons from him, and that's pretty much the only piece I need to rebuild the motor. Brent said he should have a block I can use, and then I would just need a head gasket and some bearings for the rods and crank. And then this way it'll be a lot cheaper for me to rebuild the car. I don't have to pay for machining, pay for the sleeves, and then pay for probably much more expensive pistons. And also a lot of you guys were saying I should turn it up, but I'm already pushing that stock training to its limit, so there's really no reason for me to be chasing more power right now until I can save up and get a decent transmission in this thing. So I'm just going to go back to my original setup, which was the 10-to-1 Mall Gold pistons, and instead of the Eagle H-beams, I have the Manley H-beams this time, and those are a little beefier than the Eagles, so they should be able to hold the power just fine. I might actually turn her down a tiny bit. I like saying I have a 700 horsepower Civic, but I might keep her down to like 650-ish, maybe 620, somewhere in there. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. Holy shit.
It's from the dark side is what it says.
Dude, how big is that?
I don't know.
Dude, that literally looks like a turbine. Like,
supercharged.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, dude, it almost looks like a little turbine engine.
It's from the dark side. What's up, dude?
Dude, this thing's crazy.
Pretty nuts.
You guys dynoing it?
Yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be so sick.
Tune on.
That thing is massive. God damn, dude, that scared me. I jumped a little bit when you hit it. I wasn't expecting it. Now the whole shop's blacked out again. Freaking Dissels. So I'm back over at PFI, and since I was able to find those Mall Golds locally and I was able to pick them up right away, Brent's gonna let me use this other H22A block, and then I'll just throw this thing together and have the car running a lot sooner than if I were to sleeve it. So I just found this one like buried back here in his assortment of engine blocks. He has quite the collection, but this one was just laying back there, so I could take it. So I'm gonna be using this one for the hatch, and then the one I'm pulling out of the hatch, I plan on sleeving that one and, you know, just kind of saving it for later. But I do want to get the car running as soon as I can, and since I will have this block available and since I already got the pistons, I literally have everything I need to throw the engine back together, so I can probably get it running by this weekend. So I'm just going to throw together another stock block with these pistons and pretty much the same setup that I have right now, except I'll be going back to the 10-to-1 compression, and we'll see how she does. And for those of you saying that I need to rebuild this thing without using shitty junk eBay parts and like learn how to put the motor together, I don't know if you guys watched me put this motor together. I'm pretty sure I did a video about it, but there is nothing eBay inside that motor at all. I mean, it has King race bearings, has Manley H-beam rods, the Mall Gold pistons, which are not a cheap piston at all. Got the Supertech springs and retainers in the motor. I have a competition twin disc clutch in that thing. That was the most expensive part of this whole build, was that clutch. But pretty much the only thing that's eBay on the car at this point are the motor mounts, the turbo, which still is doing just fine, almost 2 years old on that thing, the radiator, and my blow-off valve, and that fuel filter, which that could be a possible cause of me melting a piston. I need to open that thing up and see if it's clogged at all in there. But other than that, inside the motor itself, there is no eBay parts at all. So I got the hatch jacked up in there, got the bumper off, got both wheels off, and I'm just getting ready to pull this motor out. Shouldn't take me too long since I'm gonna be pulling the motor all as one unit. I'm not gonna pull the head off the block. I'm just gonna leave it all bolted together. So pretty much just gotta pull the axles, take the mounts off, unbolt anything else that's attached to the motor, unplug the wiring harness, shifter cables, fuel lines, and rip her out. So I also did just pick up a Milwaukee 3/8 electric ratchet. Hopefully this will make it go by a lot faster. Been meaning to get one of these for a long time now, and I finally picked one up. But yeah, I'm just gonna get to it, get this motor out, and get her rebuilt. So I got the motor pulled out, got the transmission pulled off, got the clutch pulled off, and I just got it onto my engine stand. So yeah, it didn't take too long, just over an hour to get everything done. I had a couple little things here and there, like the one chain I was using, where is it? One of the links was like cracked right here. And I noticed that right after I was hooking it up, and I was like, well shit, not gonna use that. So had to go find a different chain to use. That took some time, but other than that, wasn't too bad. Also had some issues feeding the wiring harness underneath the intake manifold, and there's like normally a brace that goes from the bottom of the intake to somewhere on the block right here, and I had to unbolt that to get the harness through. I thought I could feed it through without it, but I was just wasting a lot of time trying to do that. And I may have found another possible cause to why the piston melted. So I'm not positive on this, but I just messaged Brent. He probably won't get back to me until tomorrow anyway. But this plug right here is for the resistor box originally on the original harness. Like if this was in a stock Prelude, this would go to a resistor box for the injectors. And I'm honestly not sure the whole purpose of it, but I know with these aftermarket injectors, you need to have this plug plugged into another plug, which is right over here, and then all the wires pretty much just like loop back into each other. So all these red wires just loop back to this yellow wire, and I honestly don't know what that's for. I really don't, but I was told I needed to do it. So two of the wires got ripped out of the harness. One of them was already out as I was unplugging it. I just noticed that it was out, and then I was feeling the other ones, and then the second one just pulled out with almost little to no effort. So I'm not sure if that could have been a cause, because the injectors definitely have something to do with this plug. And if that connection was loose, that one little wire right there could have messed up that cylinder. Maybe that injector wasn't firing right because it wasn't like grounded properly, or whatever this plug does. I really don't know what happens, like I said, when you do that. But I know it needs to be done for the injectors to run properly. So that could definitely be an issue right there. But I'll see what Brent says about that. But yeah, so gonna tear it down tomorrow. I'm gonna stop for tonight. I'm pretty tired, still adjusting to my new schedule since I started classes, so I actually have to wake up before noon for once. And pulling this motor out definitely drained a lot of energy, but I got it done pretty fast, wasn't too bad. And I'm gonna tear into it tomorrow and see how bad the head is damaged, and then hopefully start rebuilding this thing with the new block that I got. It's still in the van right now, so I'm gonna have to pull that back out and pull it all apart and start putting everything back together how it needs to be, and hopefully get the hatch back up and running by this weekend. That would be the goal. So if the head's not too bad, then that shouldn't be an issue. And like I said, even if it is, I have a spare one back over here somewhere. It's buried under some stuff, but I'll just have to swap out the springs and retainers, which would be a pain, but I'll be able to get it done. So yeah, I'll continue on this thing tomorrow. Sorry for those of you who wanted to see this thing get some better parts in it, but budget-wise and time-wise, just doing another stock block with these Mall Golds is definitely going to be the best option for me. Worked great for me in the past. I am lowering it back down to the 10-to-1 compression. So I'm going to go through it, double check the injectors, go through the fuel filter, go through the harness. I want to make sure everything is how it should be, make sure nothing's out of the ordinary, and then hopefully get her back together soon, and everything will be ready to go, ready to race again, and we'll have the hatch back. So that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks for watching.